For weekly pro wrestling news, AEW news, WWE news, independent wrestling news, it's the X Factor, the hottest pro wrestling news show with the one and only Professor X.
All right, what's going on tonight, fellas? It's your boy, Professor, aka Malik X, and with me, as always, got my brothers, Brother Zargon and Brother Rocket Reach from the Hills of Life podcast. What's up, fellas?
Let's go, Professor.
Hey, what's up?
All right. Now tonight we gonna talk about Vince's mounting marital issues. Because just today on the Wall Street Journal, boy, Vince is very popular these days on the Wall Street Journal. Yeah, here it is. Yeah,
They don't call him Vinnie Mac for nothing.
they ought to call him something else. But this one alleges that McMahon paid $12 million, a whooping $12 million in hush money to 4 women in the past 16 years to suppress allegations of sexual misconduct and infidelity. This amount is a lot more than was previously known. It says reports that the payouts went to women formerly affiliated with the WWE, and they all signed agreements that prevented them from discussing potential legal claims or their relationships with him. The story notes that there was a $7.5 million pact with a former wrestler that alleged that McMahon coerced her into giving him oral sex, and then demoted her, and then declined to renew her contract in 2005 after she resisted more sexual encounters. Also, the report says that the wrestler and her attorney approached McMahon in 2018 to negotiate a payment in return for her silence. It says the WWE contractor presented the company with unsolicited nude photos of McMahon. That's an ugly sight that she reportedly received from him, and McMahon agreed to pay this person $1 million. And in 2006, an agreement with a former manager who worked for McMahon, and it was claimed that the manager was paid $1 million to keep quiet about a sexual relationship. God damn! I mean, come on, Vince, you boy. But okay. On a side note, here's what I say: if you didn't want to, if you my own philosophy is if you don't want if you want to do this, don't get married. So why'd you get married in the first place? I mean, you're supposed to fall in love, spend your rest of life with that one true love. I mean, I think true love these days is out the window. But this man is basically a corporate pervert. Now, on another side note, and another link, a certain WWE superstar who is listed from Richmond, Virginia, but she actually comes from Montpelier, because I know a guy who actually went to high school with her, because he has a high school. You have a picture of her when she wore hand-me-downs and had buck teeth. When we're talking about Mickey Laree James. Let me find the article or the post, because she posted something on Twitter, and basically she said on Twitter she posted a gift saying, "So that's why I didn't get that raise." And ironically, it turns out she signed with WWE in 2005, but she was released in 2010. That was the first run. So I kind of wonder why she chimed in there with that comment. You know, hey, Mickey James, is something you want to tell us? Some you got something you want to come forward with? I'm not saying anything, but I put a question mark on her. Was she the one coerced? But of course, if it was, it'd be the media. Like I said, I'm just saying, why would you chime in with that comment saying, so that's why I never got that raise? Okay. I think for the most part, I think she's guaranteeing she's not coming back to WWE anytime soon or at all. But anyway, let's get to your thoughts. Who wants to go first? Reese or Zargon?
It's like, X, you remember what I wrote to you earlier?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, now I'm really starting to believe it, because Vince, it would just be typical if it happened. I swear, if Vince gets found guilty, I guarantee you he would die before they formally announce the verdict. Because this would seem like the ultimate Vince thing to do, even though not by design, of course, because it's like every time you think you got something concrete on this, and Yeah, it's a every time you think you got something concrete on Vince, yeah, he finds someone either that or McDevitt winds up finding some way of getting him out. And it was funny because I made a comment on here like on the first time I guessed it with y'all. And sure enough, I hear Cornette wound up using the same damn thing. Vince is the John Gotti of wrestling, apparently, because every time something comes up, he gets off like Teflon Don. You can't make nothing stick to him. And then it's just like now all this stuff coming out, and I'm like, either Vince got to be either Vince got to be feeling his time's really coming to an end, or something's going on because this is just yeah. Because I'm like, this is like even too much, even for him.
That's true. True that. Hey, Zargon, your thoughts?
Yeah, quick second. I was hoping my kids and stuff because his friend is here, so it's a little noisy. But
Okay, no
just
problem.
like Reese said, with Vince, nothing's gonna stick to him. The only way Vince is ever gonna escape all of this, I mean, not escape, but like really count for his sins, quote unquote, is if he's dead and he's either up there or down there. That's the only way he's gonna pay for everything because in this lifetime, everything Vince has said, has done, he's always gotten away with. And it's unfortunate for the victims. But as far as Mickey James making a comment, I mean, she's already had some scandals herself in
Yeah.
WWE. So, I mean, this one here, I'm kind of looking at her a little different.
Oh
She's
yeah,
one.
there you go.
She,
There you go.
she,
Right there.
she,
Reach just hit it. Go ahead. Keep
like
going.
she's one of my all-time favorites, number 4 to be exact. But with her making that kind of comment, I'm looking at her a little different. So I hope she wasn't hoping to sleep her way to the top, and then because she didn't get paid and WWE kind of stopped fucking with her, which is why they put her in all those situations, basically to let her know, like, you're not the end all be all. It's kind of, I hate to say this, it's kind of the same thing that's kind of happening with Sasha Banks. Like Sasha thought, her shit didn't stink. And then now, WWE's like, all right, you think your shit don't stink. We're going to cut all ties with you. And as it's been seen, it's been a whole story going on. So, I mean, Vince McMahon is basically doing what any person with money and power does. They abuse it. They run rampant with it. And it just is what it is. The only way they're going to pay for it is when they dead. That's it.
Well said, brothers. But to Reese's hand gesture, as far as Mickey James goes, yeah, she had a short-term fling with John Cena backstage while she was dating Kenny Dykstra, which doesn't make her endear her to, which should not endear her to her her many fans. She doesn't set an example when it comes to her marital issues. I mean, she's married now with a kid, yeah, but because I noticed when she was dating John Cena backstage, which I didn't find out until later. I noticed she got more interviews, more promos, and she didn't have that before. But while she was dating, this is while she was dating Cena. But when it stopped, her supposedly push stopped. So here's the thing: if you're gonna make a comment about that's why you didn't get paid, maybe it's not so much that you didn't get paid, you didn't perform your backstage after hour duties, like others did, obviously. And I was gonna screen share a list of the roster I looked up on my phone today at work of the whole 2005 women's list. Okay, you had some woman named Lauren Holly, who I never saw. She was probably not around long to see. You had Joy Giovanni. You had Candice Michelle. And of course, you had Miss Tough Enough 2, Jackie Gator, or one half of the Tough Enough 2 winners. You had Ivory, Molly Holly, who are still active at the time. Now, most of those you can rule out because Ivory can wrestle. Ivory wouldn't do that. Molly Holly was always known to be a class act in the business. Out. Also, you had Moolah and Mae Young, too damn old, so Vince wouldn't touch them because Vince likes youth. So who do we have left? We have Candice Michelle, who actually did a kissing segment, the night that Joey Styles did that shoot promo. This is months before the first ECW One Night Stand. And you have Joy Giovanni, who I think might be who's a potential. Also, another list on that list, ironically enough, in 2005, Ashley Masario, who was raped during a Tribute to the Troop show and then committed suicide years later. So those are your three potentials of who, you know, might be the alleged victims here. You know what I
I
mean?
could think of another one
Yeah, go ahead.
because I could also think. Yeah, you said this around 2005, right? So Christy Hemme would have been in the company at the time.
Yes, right. Yeah, she
Was
was
she
one of
there
those too. Yeah,
2005? I thought
yep.
she was there
Christy
Yeah,
Hemme, Christy
2006.
Hemme was listening to the company.
no, because she was yeah, no, she was in 2005 because
Okay.
that was when she fought Trish at WrestleMania.
And also, I think she was one of the first
Okay.
Diva Search winners. Because remember that Diva
Yeah,
Search bullshit that was going
the
on?
Yeah.
original.
And yeah, the original Divas here. She was the inaugural Diva Search winner. See,
Uh,
that's Vince. Okay, I want to
And
send
then
shout out to the
Amy
chat. What's
Weber,
up?
I could have
Go
thought
ahead.
of another one
Yeah.
because remember before JBL was with Jillian Hall, remember like Amy Weber was another one from the like Diva Search contestant, and like she was with the JBL, but then like JBL dropped her, or like she left the company like a couple weeks afterwards. So,
Yep.
I
Yeah.
forgot about that.
Yeah. Amy Weber was listed, and so was Jillian Hall. Yep. See, all the people were listed. I'm just thinking a lot of them you can rule out because since they became somewhat big names, if something had happened, they would come out in the media and it'd be a bigger scandal than ever, and then they'd be like they'd be like court hearings and lawsuits back and forth. But the three I'm thinking are the potentials are the ones you don't even hear from anymore. Those might be the closet ones whose names aren't being mentioned. In the chat, I'm gonna send a shout out to Sherman Scott, what's up? Johnny Mills, what's up? And also newcomer, guys, this is Jordy Scout. What's up, Jordy? He's also known on his channel as J Man's Legit.
Okay, what's up?
Thanks for coming through, homie. No, but okay. Well, she might hate him now, but she didn't back then. So
She did back then.
yeah, John Cena got a piece. He got a piece of that hardcore country. Anyway.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I swear. But anyway, so long story short, yeah, Vince has got money and power. True. Okay, maybe he might not get what's coming to him when he's dead. Like I said, he ain't going to heaven. That's for damn sure. But somebody has to have a lawyer powerful enough to bring him down that where he's got to pay. Like I said, we're talking sexual harassment and sexual cover up hush money. Somebody's got to crack to the point where he's got to pay. You know what I mean? I'm talking handcuffs. Tried in court and convicted. I'm just saying.
maybe you know what I was doing? Get them people that got after Harvey Weinstein or whatever.
Yeah, well, hey, yeah, get somebody. But I'm saying he shouldn't be too powerful for this. I'm just saying it's not. It's just not right. You know what I mean? I mean, you doing all this and you basically abusing women and you basically he's basically a womanizer. Oh, on another article, Netflix was going to produce a documentary on him. They invested millions in it, and they were going to produce. They said interviews had already been done months ago, and they had millions sunk into it. It's been pulled. So see, with the mounting trouble, Netflix is basically distancing itself, from the association now, which rightfully so. So maybe this might be an omen. Maybe finally somebody's going to get him, or basically he's going to get what he's got coming to him in some way, shape, or form.
It's only coming in death. I'm telling you.
Okay,
unless Vince McMahon pissed off the wrong people from a certain organization, Vince is going to keep doing what he does until he dies. I'm sticking with that. I'm sticking to that because there's no way this man has been able to do all of this heinous acts and still able to live freely. And the sad part is have people cheer for him. I'm still disturbed by that. After like the information first came out, he literally came on SmackDown and the people were literally cheering and bowing and doing all of that. I doubt that happens.
It's debatable. It's a good point. I mean, he could be, but yeah, you're right. Again, like I said, we're talking about a guy who's basically been pulled for multiple DUI charges and has had no punishment at all. He's the only wrestler I've seen. And I'm saying he's the only wrestler I've seen who's basically done things that make the company look bad, but hasn't suffered a 90-day suspension or like 1, 2, 3 strikes you're out. See what it is? That's because Roman, because of the tribal chief, the head of the table, the bloodline. Roman Reigns has got so much clout that those two could probably do anything and probably wouldn't get a slap on the wrist, which is sad because it's like this: if somebody who's a lesser star gets in trouble and then gets punished for it, anybody should get punished for it, despite their so-called star power. That's how I feel.
Or family association.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Too.
And this is why I'm surprised Nia Jax no longer has a job there, because she's a cousin also, but she was kicked to the curb.
I think it was a little bit of both. I don't know. Then again, you could be right. Then again, you could be right.
Yeah, and also if you notice, Nia Jax has been more outspoken since she's been released. So I guess
That's what I'm saying.
She ain't coming back. Oh, look,
Because they can't punish her and they can't hurt her or anything like that. So that's usually what happens whenever stars get released. They typically got a lot to say, like stuff that they held in for like years, decades, depending on who it is. It's been going on for a long time. So when a star, I mean, look at, I think Billy Gunn and Road Dogg used to have like interviews where they were going in on WWE. Years ago. They used to
Voodoo Ken Mafia.
They used to
Mafia, because like I said, they left with a bad taste in the mouth the way they left because of Triple H and his power. Because this is after he married Stephanie. This is when China was still alive, because he was clearly gaining power. But now when he repented, he was on drugs and they paid for his rehab, and all of a sudden he's kissing their ass again. See, because I remember I used to own a TNA pay-per-view, Genesis, and I was watching the features. And Road Dogg says on a press conference, he goes, "Going to TNA is like getting your salvation." And I'll tell you this, he says, "I'll never work for that son of a bitch again." And lo and behold, he became a backstage agent. That's so true. See, when you weren't a big star, and all of a sudden in the wrestling business, when you're not making a lot of money, but you have ties and you need some cash, who does everybody go calling back to? Vince McMahon.
And Vince McMahon likes that shit. I think he gets off on that. The fact that
of course, yeah,
people say they'll never come back and they'll never do this and never do that, and Vince McMahon just let them talk, and then they end up coming back eventually. I can't think of anybody. I can't think of any big superstar that's ever said that and never came back. Everybody has come back at some point in time. So,
yeah,
I mean,
if you're gonna say that, stick to your guns, practice what you preach. And don't intend to go back and like, J-Man's comment here. Vince McMahon is a vindictive son of a bitch, of course, who will screw anyone to get what he wants. That's for sure. The problem, J-Man, is he screwed too many. He has screwed one too many. But hey, it is what it is. If you can't keep your pants up, hey, do what you do. Now, here's another theory. Maybe along that, it's like I wonder if Vince used protection, because if he didn't, maybe he'll catch something. But of course, he probably won't. They say he hadn't caught nothing now. So I guess unfortunately, the women he's been messing with were clean. But who knows?
If any of those girls is fucking him raw, they're disgusting too, man. That's disgusting.
Of course, yeah.
I'm sorry.
I bet you they use condoms. I bet you they would. No respect.
The thing is, like, you know what? It's like the Hugh Hefner syndrome, or like I brought up earlier, Harvey Weinstein is like, they know that they can blacklist somebody just because of their position, and it's like,
yeah, that's true.
And they know that they can take advantage of it, because not only do they have the loopholes, but then they also have the money. Is like, okay, you want to think about something that they could spin around and make the other person look like they're the guilty party, and it's just like, I don't know how they get away with it, or well, at least how Hef and like Vince get away with it. It was because like
I do.
Yeah. Well, Weinstein finally got busted, and now he ain't nobody anymore. But yeah. But what did you think, Zargon?
I think it's power and influence. Definitely influence because regardless, like there are certain people that will defend like certain celebrities or whoever till the end. Like the person could be dead wrong, could be dead guilty, caught on camera, everything, and you'll still have people defend them. I mean, take this for example. Look at the whole Johnny Depp and the Amber Heard trial. Amber Heard was dead guilty, dead wrong, and still had people defending her. So if someone like an Amber Heard can get people to defend her, imagine someone who's like a million times bigger, have that type of influence, have that type of power. I mean, it's unfortunate, but people are sheep. I mean, people are sheep. Once they love a person, like that person could do no wrong in their eyes. So I think that's what it is. I think it's majorly the influence as to why people, you know, can't get out that spell, that they're put under from, celebrities.
Yeah. Also, yeah. As far as Johnny Depp and Amber Heard, that whole court thing was a shit show circus fiasco. I mean,
Thank
that was
goodness I
just.
missed it.
That's true, but
What'd
I'm
you say?
saying, look at how
What'd you say,
many.
Reese?
uh,
Hey, Reese. Hey, I knew what you said.
I just said thank God I missed it.
Oh, okay. Oh, never mind. Okay. All right. Go ahead, Zargon.
It was like that was entirely hard to miss it. I didn't watch it, but my timelines from Twitter to YouTube to Instagram to Facebook, everybody was talking about it every 2 seconds. It's like you couldn't avoid it. It was
Yeah.
like really, really tough. Like even people out on the street was even talking about it. I mean, it was just that bad.
I personally didn't care about it. I only saw parts of it on the Good Morning Today show before I went to work. That's how I found out about it. That's how I saw it. I saw interviews and highlights of hearings and everything. That's how I saw it. But it seemed like to me, despite the judge, the fans more so not the fans decided that the fans were in favor of Johnny Depp, and to me that's bad because when you got that kind of influence, you know. And I saw Amber Heard's post interview because she did a post interview with one of the hosts of a Good Morning Today here in Virginia. That's the here in Virginia show on NBC.
Okay.
I sympathize with her with in some degree because she's still a woman and she got it and she probably did get abused, but some people didn't believe it. I mean, who knows? There's two sides to every story, and then there's a truth in the middle. And see, the truth is what's never known for the most part, unless you talk to some people behind the scenes or witnesses who saw stuff. Was Amber Heard the aggressor? Possibly. Was Johnny Depp an aggressor? I say most definitely, and a lot of times the man can be the more aggressive, so a lot of times it just depends. But anyway, back to the business at hand. Also tonight it says right here, Vince was reportedly defiant backstage amid first hush money scandal. Yeah, because like I said, he walked back to the gorilla position at the first SmackDown where he was on when the first allegation broke. He walked back there and screamed out F him. So basically, obviously him going out there was a FU to the fans and to the media. And they said,
And we said that shit too.
Yeah.
It's gonna be there to say F everybody. I could do whatever I want, and I'm gonna still get the people to cheer me. And he boosted a goddamn rating for it too. That's the sad part. And he boosted the rating. So I mean, it's like this guy just don't care. And that's why I said the only way he's gonna have to pay for it is when he dies. That's the only way it's gonna happen.
Yeah, and you know what? That would be letting Vince off too easy. But it was like this is the one thing I've noticed when it comes to like most people in the entertainment celebrity life is that yeah, when you get that air of arrogance, you get that air of like you feel like you're a god or whatever. It's like you pretty much you pretty much don't give a damn about what happens because it's like if people are still going to support you, then of course you're going to feel like you could get away with everything.
Hey, well, if he thinks if he thinks he can get away with anything, that that'd be to me. I'm hoping that's his downfall, but I don't. I don't think so. I like I said, I just somebody has got to get him. But also, here's the thing right here. Another article. Following the latest allegations in the Wall Street Journal, things are business as usual backstage at Friday Night SmackDown. He was at SmackDown Friday night. Of course, he didn't come out this time. Thank God, because when I first heard about it, I thought, oh, he's coming out again. But I guess I'm thinking maybe somebody talked some sense into him, and he thought twice about it. Says reports that Vince McMahon is backstage at SmackDown and he is handling creative as usual. So it says it thought if the latest story would have an impact on the day-to-day operations backstage, that is not the case at all. Oh, here's something. Here's something else interesting. In related news, McMahon will is going to fly out to Vancouver after the show to meet with John Cena, because Vancouver is where John Cena is filming the HBO series Peacemaker, the second season. It doesn't look like Cena will be on the SummerSlam card, but they have teased a Cena versus Theory match for the future. Perhaps the match is being saved for WrestleMania or another major pay-per-view. So here's the thing. Vince, I think, might be a little scared, so I think he's flying out to maybe beg Cena to do a little more business for him, just to boost some ratings, and maybe take the focus off him, and possibly a little more focus on Cena. What do you guys think?
Yep, because he already played his Austin card. We know he can't. He already played his Brock card. It's going to be a while before he can even play his Rock card, who basically Cena is all he got left, because now that Taker's stepped away from after Hall of Fame, is pretty much the only thing he's got. Pretty much the only thing Vince really has positive is Cena.
And it's gonna work too. Watch. It's gonna work. They're gonna put Cena in the front line and everything. Cena's either gonna get cheered or he's gonna get booed. I mean, most people kind of like Cena now, or they at least respect him. They're gonna showcase Cena in every way, shape, or form. They're gonna try to push this whole passing the torch thing between Cena and Theory, and it's gonna overshadow everything that's going on with these allegations unless it's brought up continuously. If it's not brought up continuously, I could see this thing with Cena and Theory overshadowing everything Vince has done. I could see it working, and WWE know how to overshadow things, and I think that's what they're going to try to do.
Okay, yeah, that's good. Oh, here's the thing. I found the Mickey James link here. The Twitter link hadn't come out. I was going to screenshot that. But yeah, it's a gift. Says, James did not directly say anyone's name, but she tweeted, "No wonder I never got that raise." Okay. So, like I said, Mickey James ain't squeaky clean. So, to me, if I was her, I'd keep him out.
Probably
go ahead.
Probably because she was doing the whole that's because she was getting something else when she was doing that Trish storyline, or tried to.
And you got to remember, she just came back for the Royal Rumble while she was with another company.
Yeah, which I'm shocked. I'm shocked they even allowed that. They let her use her theme and show the belt on the pay-per-view. That was most shocking.
And no censorship or nothing. So that right there, I mean, that right there speaks volumes.
What's up, Simply Deep?
What's up?
Yeah.
I had to think the last time they did that. Damn. I had to think when it was the first time Heenan brought the big gold belt, right when Flair was leaving WCW.
Okay. Which was a long ass time ago.
Yeah.
I was 4 or 5 at the time.
Yeah, well, I was gonna go with that because I damn sure wasn't going to count the Invasion storyline.
Oh God, no! Please save us the misery on that.
Well, I'm just thinking. I'm thinking this. Okay, if Mickey James has the balls to say that, I wouldn't count on them doing business with her much longer. But like I said, at the same time, maybe she maybe she has something on him too that maybe she's hinting to something. You know what I mean? It could be a hint. It could be positive. It could be a hint something. Because maybe I think if more women speak up or speak out, they can all bring him down. Like I said, this is what I'm hoping for. Oh, don't worry, we'll be here. He said he's okay. It's from Payback 2016. Oh, okay. Here's something else. Brock Lesnar. Ugh, I'm not a big Brock Lesnar fan. Well, who is? Because he's a part time and was going to quit watching the product if he unified the belts, but I don't want to see Brock versus Roman. Well, too bad, J-Man. You're going to see Brock versus Roman again real soon, obviously.
And none of us wanted to see that shit. Nobody wanted to see that, but WWE once again going to Mr. Reliable, which is why we got this match happening at SummerSlam. So
yeah, Brock is Mr. Reliable right now, and that's it. That's the last of it. Like I said, once Brock, Roman, and Bobby Lashley go, there is nothing left. I mean, I've said this before, but that's the problem. See, think about it. These mounting criminal allegations. No more stars to build because the stars you have aren't cutting it. Brock and Roman are the only one that's selling, and Bobby Lashley is selling. That's all you got left. Once those three are gone, you got nothing. Because Austin Theory ain't shit, and that selfie gimmick is basically just annoying. He's basically to me another comic relief, Miz 2.0. And thing is, Austin Theory is begging for a match with Cena. How the hell is that going to sell? Now, the one thing I'm thinking is if that match happens, Cena's going to job to Austin Theory to push him. But I don't think that's going to work because, like I said, just to me, Austin Theory offers nothing. He offers nothing he offers nothing to get emotionally invested in. He offers no entertainment value to me. He just, he might have a good look, might have a muscular body, but there's nothing there. To me, there's nothing there.
Damn, you're the first person to say the Miz for Austin Theory. A lot of people keep comparing him to Tyler Breeze. Yeah, everybody keeps saying he's a Tyler Breeze 2.0.
Remember Breezango? Remember that shit?
Yeah. Hey, I fucks with that song. I still fucks with it. Not gonna lie.
I was about to say, now you brought up Breezango. I'm like, yeah. I was almost if like Vince didn't get rid of them, I was like, I would have swore if they would have came out with Eli Drake or whatever he's calling himself now and them damn male models.
Oh God! Don't put the thought in.
Yeah, I know. The triple M, multi. What do you call them? Multi-male models. I mean, come on now.
Oh my God!
Oh my God! I mean, and
that's embarrassing.
I used to like him. Do you remember Eli Drake? That was cool. Let me hear you say, "Yeah, let me talk to you." That was cool. And look, I actually had the Eli Drake app on my old phone. We had Dummy. Yeah, I actually had it on my phone. That's how cool that was. But once again, he came to a whack-ass wrestling entertainment, and look what the fuck happened.
Yeah.
They destroyed that, man.
Yeah. Actually, it destroyed 3 people because, like I said, Mason Mansoor, like,
Well, J-Mans, he was over with the crowd. Yeah, I mean, he was okay. I mean, it was, I didn't like it personally. I couldn't get into it, but I mean, if the crowd, like, it's what it is. I mean, like I said, I couldn't get into it, but that's just me.
Yeah, but star power, like, how far are you going with the star power? Because if you're just talking to wrestling fans, okay, that star power might be, but if you're talking about just regular people that never watch wrestling or don't plan to, I don't think they have that type of star power to where
they don't.
Anybody on the street like knows who, like they don't know what they do, but they know that person's name. Like, for example, let's take Kobe Bryant. My daughter is 1 year old and knows who the hell Kobe is. She be throwing stuff talking about Kobe. Like, they don't have star power like that. You could say a name and you gotta. What happened?
That's because Vince is sandbagging them.
Exactly.
And I remember like a conversation, and I'm sure if y'all saw the articles, like that there is a because I know like Ryback himself even talks about it that
All the time. All the
Triple
time
H
he
had
does.
yeah Triple H had a conversation with him once. They said that's it after Cena, that's it. Vince is not building up anybody else.
Well, he's right about that. Well, for the first time, Triple Bitch was honest. I can't believe it. Oh, well, see, he sees the writing on the wall too. Now, the only thing you have left, but see, he's mid card at best. I think he was always mid card. He had some main event feuds at one time with Big Show. I'm talking about Sheamus, but even Sheamus has become a comic relief now himself with these two guys. He's got these two leeches he's got to hang with. They call themselves like
Yeah,
the
Sheamus.
Irish with the Irish punks or the Irish Fight Club or some bullshit like that. Are they doing?
And the sad part, yeah, and the sad part is like, cool, like, yeah, because I'm not calling him no damn butch. Pete Dunne, this is a dude that was your UK champion for nearly 700 days, and one of the baddest dudes on the planet, and you're just like reducing him to, yeah, just being a sidekick.
Pretty much. He's pretty much been reduced to Scrappy Doo. Let's just call it for what it is. Let me at him. Let
Yeah,
me
yeah,
at him.
right.
Let me at. That's
Yeah,
all he
no,
is,
it's more like
man.
this. Da-da-da-da-da-da, puppy
Exactly.
power. Yeah,
That's all he is. That's what I'm saying. Vince probably looked at him and said, gave him one look and was like, okay, I can't do nothing with you. We're gonna make you a comedy-like character. And that's all it is.
Okay, Nikita Lyons has some star power. Now, no, I
Yeah, but
disagree.
for the wrong reason.
Yeah, as Chris for Heals for Life. Shout out to Heals for Life team. Bring it. As he said
What's wrong
before.
with her? She always be showing her
the show's on now,
thick
but
behind.
she does make it look like a NXT Pornhub. She does. I mean,
She
she's
do.
basically she's basically okay. I'll say this: she's a white girl with a black girl's ass, and she basically walks and acts like a stripper pole hoochie mama. Basically,
Yeah,
that's
she
all
got thickness to her.
Yeah,
I
she's
give it
thick,
that.
but still, be a wrestling character. Don't be a hooch mom. I mean, you look like somebody out of the Players Club. You remember that? You know what I mean? You should audition for the Players Club.
That's my movie, Players Club.
Oh yeah, I love
That's my movie.
I
I'm
have
not
it too,
gonna
yeah.
lie. That's my movie.
I love the Players Club. Yeah, like I said, you're white. Act white. That's what I'm saying.
I don't know what that means.
And
I don't know what that means.
yeah, Jordy, yeah, I would even go off on that comment right there. That I agree. Kofi, like, you had him on such a high at WrestleMania with you literally had the entire crowd going Kofi Mania, all that stuff. But it was like midway through that run, and it's like they dropped the momentum with it. And
But they always do
ironically
that.
enough, yeah. Oh, but that's the thing though, is like I think to that one show Vince, that one little special that Vince put out, like the heel documentary, is like
Yeah, I never
when your
watched it, but
owner
yeah.
is pretty much pro heel, and it's like of course you're not gonna know how to rock with a baby face and how to
That's
promote
true.
them.
He doesn't know how to promote baby faces. All he knows how to do is promote heels because he in real life is a real life heel. So that's why he know how to play it and book it well.
He's a
Hey,
deeper
what's up,
scan.
Sandman?
Oh, go ahead. All right, what's up, Sandman? To the shout out to the Wrestling Council Roundtable. Exactly. Okay. Here's another comment. I would have had Kofi drop the title to Braun Strowman or something. Well, I think I said Kofi wasn't a draw. I mean, he was popular, for the New Day. But the thing is, the way they had him drop the title to Brock Lesnar like less than 5 seconds, yeah, that was a little disgraceful and a little disrespectful. That's just me. Okay, if you want to, I'm pretty sure y'all seen this. We can talk about this. Jordan Grace from Impact. I got this story up right
What's
here.
up with her?
No,
I know who that is.
no, she sent out a tweet. She said right here, Grace tweeted, "This is gonna be the coldest take I ever tweet on this app. I already know y'all gonna be mad. I don't think Benoit could 100% hang with the most of the present day best wrestlers. He would not be able to remember matches. Also, may he burn in hell. Amen." And then she had a follow-up tweet proving a point. I said something very lightly critical about him. People jumped to defend him. He should never have be defended. Dude lost that right when he gave his 7-year-old son Xanax and strangled him while he was already unconscious. Now, granted, what he did was wrong. Yes, of course, what he did was wrong. But Jordan Grace, who's basically just won the title belt and is a public figure for them and representing the company, and representing an image to, I guess, young women as far as fans and maybe aspired women wrestlers. Yeah, Jordan Grace, you should have kept your mouth shut with that. Like I said, it's like he who was without sin cast the first stone. Don't judge unless ye should be judged. So yeah, what he did was wrong, of course. And I agree. Like I said, as a wrestler in the business, I wouldn't have ran my mouth all haphazard like that, because sometimes that can come back to bite you. And see her saying that she loses her credibility and she makes Impact look bad, and she's a champion. So what are y'all's thoughts on that? Whoever wants to go first.
I'll definitely go first.
Go ahead.
She actually wrote that.
Yeah, she did.
Okay. I'm not even mad at the part of her saying he needs to burn in hell and things like that. I do feel if you do something to a kid, yeah, you get what you get. But the fact that she would actually say that he can't hang with the kids of today in wrestling, I mean, that's a stupid thing to say. I like Jordan Grace. I'm a fan of hers, but that is just idiotic for her to say something that's stupid. There's no way in hell she could say that Chris Benoit. That's like saying Eddie Guerrero can't keep up with today's stars when Eddie and Chris was doing stuff way back then before they were even born. So, I mean, or when they were like, it's still in diapers. Like, how can she say something like that? That was just her showing her immaturity and her showing how young she really is, because nobody with any common sense would say anything that fucking stupid. I'm sorry, Jordan Grace, you my girl, but you sound like a dumbass on that one.
That's true. Yeah. Hey guys, I think I'm gonna let Sandman on so he can give his thoughts, because he told me in the comments to drop the link. So Sandman, I'm gonna send you the link on Facebook.
No problem.
Because I don't want any trolls or enemies coming in here trying to get the link.
Yeah, but I was going off of that. Yeah.
Look. Oh, go ahead, Reese.
Yeah,
go ahead.
That I agree with the Zargon on a point about. Yeah, of course, whatever happened personally, that's that. But as far as Benoit, a wrestler, yeah. I know, like, he was having some physical issues. We all know about his neck, and from the 2001 with the Austin and whatnot, and we know that he's been having some brain issues. So yeah, maybe in that sense, I get where she was coming from. But as far as the overall performer, one of the things about Benoit was that he knew how to adapt to a wrestler, because you think about this guy who could go from fighting Kurt Angle one day, and then next minute he could be fighting Kane, for just to throw a couple examples of how versatile Benoit was. And to say that he couldn't hang with
he couldn't hang.
No. I'm like, Chris has been one of those dudes that he could go aerial if he wanted to. If you want to tech, he could attack. If you want to go hardcore, he could even do that. I mean, hell, look at the many matches he had at Kevin Sullivan, like when the Dungeon of Doom and Horseman fight. But it was like, Benoit was definitely one of those guys who could mix it up with any style. Yeah, he may be off a half step because of his age at the time, but yeah, overall, Benoit definitely would have hung with anybody.
Oh yeah, still a Steven. Yeah, he does host a podcast. It's called Heroes for Life Podcast.
Yeah. Give me a second, y'all. Give me a second.
All right, yeah. If you want to, Stellar, I can drop the link for it. Yeah. Anyway, like I said, Jordan Grace. Basically, this is what I think the same thing Chris said about Mayim. And Jordan Grace is the same thing. Like I said, I follow her though, like I said, because some of the pictures are nice to look at. But basically, she's an Instagram hoe. because she poses a lot of pictures where she's nude, but she's covering herself up with like either weights or this or that, thing. Basically, she's a muscular woman posing nude shots on Instagram for the most part. They're censored or they're like, it's basically it's a tease. And personally, to me, a nude, a woman with muscles who's nude, isn't all that attractive. You know what I mean? And then, like I said, her husband's a wrestler. He wrestles in Ring of Honor. He's a champion.
Yeah,
I think one of the guys in the wrestling roundtable said she might fuck up his career too. It's just a matter of time. So basically, Jordan Grace, I guess didn't endear herself. See, this is the thing about social media. These stars who get a little more, get a little more popular or get this peak, and then they say something out of their mouths, and it fucks everything up. You know what I mean? And something you shouldn't have said. Welcome, Sandman from the Wrestling Roundtable. How you doing, bro?
1 2 1 2. How do I sound?
Oh, you sound good, brother.
Sound great, man.
That's what I'm saying. Yo, my dude Reese.
I was gonna say, man, my long time brother.
Word. Yeah, I just wanted to chime in on the whole debacle.
Vince's $12 million debacle.
Oh man, yeah, I touched on it earlier during my live with the whole scandal with him basically giving all these females like over $12 million. According to reports. This is not hearsay. This is according to reports. And here's my thing with that, right? He was also debunking pushes just because he wanted to be a trick. Like, this is ridiculous beyond, oh my goodness. Just imagine all the careers he ruined just because he wanted a piece of ass. Can I say that? Am I good?
Yeah, you good. No, you can say whatever the fuck you want on my channel. This is how I roll.
You know what I mean? Because this is just beyond ridiculous when it comes to this dude. I always know Vince was a piece of shit. We all knew that. But when it comes to this, it's like an all-time low. We all know that, yeah. When it comes to a lot of company owners, yeah. They scramble the bag and do fuck shit. But when it comes to this dude, the fuck out of here, man. It disgusted me really because a lot of stars could have been made, but he decided to trick on low budget hoes. Low budget hoes. Hey, low budget hoes. Who tricked on low budget hoes?
Okay, yeah, well, low budget hoes. Well, in Vince's case, he had high budget hoes, of course. In this case,
that's what I'm saying. They low budget chicks, and you giving them millions of dollars?
Yeah. All right, J-Man Legit, thanks for coming through, man. Thanks for watching. You have a blessed night as well.
Yeah,
shout out to the chat, definitely.
Yo, something just hit me right now. Y'all remember and this shows you where Vince is at. Because y'all remember the time on Raw when they made fun of the Monday Night Football intro with T.O. and then of course Trish was playing with Shelton Benjamin, but then Vince wound up finishing it off with I was like, Vince really do not have any filter when it comes to what he will do. Because, hey, it was like, hell, he even took when he was having an affair with Trish, and then he was hitting on Tori. But then when he turned around, Linda wound up catching him and stuff. He literally takes things that he does in real life and makes it a storyline.
Oh, he does. Yeah, he'll do anything to make money. Look, he made money off the Jeff Hardy Lita Edge situation. That whole fiasco should not have seen the light of day. But Matt Hardy was so mad, he decided to post it online, and Vince got wind of it, of course, and made it into a whole another storyline. Remember he got fired, but then he came back. They hired him back.
Yeah,
and
the
that, you know,
whole
that
Matt
whole
Hardy
and
will never die.
yeah,
Well,
and the
here's the
thing.
thing.
Oh, go ahead,
I,
go.
I may have to disagree because that did have some great television. Sometimes pure hatred is good television. Us as Americans, we love bloodshed, we love bloodthirst. It is what it is when it comes to us Americans. We love the fuck shit. And for Vince to go that route and air that dirty laundry, yeah, I don't blame him for that. I really don't.
I hear what you're saying, but when I look back on it, and you're right, it does make for good television. It does make for good television, unfortunately. But when you look back on it, it was too personal to be on the air. But yeah, like I said, it is what it is. And the thing is, it started when because see, Trish was a heel. Remember, she was a babyface, and the crowd
Yeah.
was chanting "slut, slut," and Trish even Trish knew that they were chanting at Lita and not her. She goes, "Don't call her a slut." And then you heard also this is at the time when that movie with Terrence Howard came out. That what is it when he was playing a pimper, he became a rapper.
Hustle and
That one.
flow.
Yeah,
Hustle and flow.
yeah. You heard the crowd saying,
I'm here
"Whoop
for
that trick! Yeah, whoop that trick! Whoop that trick!" They were
like,
chanting,
yo,
I'm like,
yeah.
oh, I was like, oh my god! I'm like, good god damn! I mean, that shit was. I think that shit was trending. Hey, Reese, real quick. Hey, look, can you post a link to your Hills Fight podcast for Stella Steven here in the chat because he wants to know where to find it.
Yeah, yeah. I definitely would love to pull up to you guys' channels also, especially you. Reese. It's been a minute since we chopped it up. This is my dude.
Yeah,
Like he was like the the pioneer of one of my Facebook friends. He was one of my first Facebook friends.
yeah.
Cool. Hey, look in the comment section here. Scott, he said he just met Maya Yim about a couple weeks ago. Scott, what was she like? Was she nice? Was she mean or what? Well, type in the chat. What was she like? Anyway, yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, you said it to me, and I posted in I posted there.
Oh yeah, and I also wanted to touch on what's Shorty name again? Mama Papa Pump. What's her name?
Hey, hey,
You
Jordan
talking about?
Grace.
Jordan Grace. Yeah,
Yeah, Joy. Yeah, go ahead, let it rip.
yeah. Basically, of course, she sounds wild crazy. Basically talking about Chris Benoit wouldn't be able to, you know, handle this new generation of
I disagree with that.
superstars.
I
Hell
disagree
yeah!
with
Like,
that.
let's really be real. I think Benoit, if he was around, even to this day,
Yeah, in his
he could
prime.
be
Yeah,
this age. He could wash up the young bucks by himself.
I swear he could. I said in his prime, yeah, because Benoit was the man. I mean, he was hardcore because he wasn't no joke. I mean, he'll wrestle and he'll hurt you too, even though it's scripted. I mean, he'll hurt you because because like Samoa Joe, he knew how to hurt you if he wanted to. You know what I mean?
And they would any money bet they would try to banish this dude Chris Benoit if he was around because they were saying, oh, he's too stiff in the ring. He doesn't know how to protect his dance partner. As a matter of fact, they did that same thing with Loki, aka Senshi. They said he was too
Yeah.
reckless in the ring. They couldn't handle him. So they think they could be able to handle a Chris Benoit nowadays if he was still around. My God.
Hey, yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying I don't understand why you say you would say that. How you say he couldn't hang. He's a veteran. The veterans teach the youngins. But basically, if he didn't, if he hadn't done what he did, he'd probably be alive today coaching some of these new guys. You know what I mean? He'd be a coach, an instructor, and he can
Yeah.
still wrestle. You know what I mean? Like that's 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 the only thing. So, like I said, she said two dumb things in all in one breath. He can hang and may he burn in hell. Amen. Okay, like I
But
said,
here's my question though,
oh,
right?
go ahead.
Here's my question. What made her even allude to that? What made her
I
talk
have
about Chris Benoit? What did
I
that
don't know. I have no idea. It's just see, like I said, I think sometimes they're either drinking or getting high, or it's
Nah,
thought.
because she was actually responding because some dude
Okay,
on yeah, 'cause some dude on Twitter is talking about, oh, it's funny how everybody wants to talk about um yeah, what's it talk about, oh, Benoit should be yeah, condemned, but then go on 10 minutes later and they'll be praising his in-ring career. And then at the very, very bottom, he goes, except New Jack.
Okay, so see, she was responding to a fan, I guess, who said that to her. But he didn't say that to her just for her to say that. I mean, it's like this. You can praise what he did was wrong, yes, but he still was a good wrestler. And the thing is,
Yeah, I agree. I
I still
agree.
look. I still have old WCW pay per views on VHS tape where I taped when I paid when I paid for the pay per view to watch. I still have WCW Hog Wild because he wrestled there. He wrestled on that. I still have some other shows where he wrestled on. He was a good wrestler. No
Yeah,
one,
like, I
no
remember
one.
one of the most slept on matches he had was him against Rock when The Rock was the heavyweight champion. Like that was a real savage match. A lot of people don't talk about him against The Rock.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I bet it was. Yeah, and even though
And
The Rock's a bigger guy than him,
fully loaded or whatever.
yeah, can still even hang with him. Thing is, you don't know what these people are like in real life, and you don't know what's going to happen to them or what they're going to do. Chris just had one of those unfortunate, conditions where it kept building and building, and then one day he snapped. But like I said, see, the debate is the one thing. This is what Chavo said when they talked to him. When Chavo called, when Chris called him, Chavo called. When it was vice versa. When he got a phone call from him, Chris said he had to answer the door. There was a knock on the door. He went to answer it, and it was on the phone. All of a sudden, he answered the phone. Chavo heard a commotion on the phone for like about a split second, 2 seconds, and the line went dead.
Yeah.
So, see, and the other suspect to me is Kevin Sullivan, who was on the board of directors with WWE, who's also a high-ranking officer in a cult. We all know how Kevin Sullivan hated Chris Benoit for years, ever since he took Nancy from him. And then I think somebody said they heard Kevin swear vengeance.
I'm not doing that. I'm not doing.
No, I am.
You know,
I am. I'm gonna go
you
there.
know, this is your show. You know,
Yeah.
if
Well,
you
I'm
believe
saying
that,
I'm not going there just for. But this is my opinion. I say
yeah.
Kevin. Somebody said they heard Kevin Sullivan swore, to pay him back or vengeance on him or death on him. And see, apparently he carried it out. So see, if you got if Sullivan who's got money and power like that, you can carry out. You can order a hit and make it look like he did it or strangled it. So you can do that, and you can hire professionals and it'd be clean. And I think to some degree that's what happened.
Mm.
Because I've had people send me articles now on cops who were investigating the house in Dustin for Prince, and there was some some inconsistencies with the findings and the forensics and everything in the prints. So see right there, there's a red flag right there, shady right there. See, to me, Kevin Sullivan needs to be taken in for questioning. That's my whole thing. So I'll leave it at that. So he may have killed his wife and son, and he may not have. He may have been this was a hit. So I don't know. Like I said,
I doubt that. I doubt.
well, yeah,
You
like I
know,
say,
go ahead.
go
My
ahead.
bad. Go ahead. No, I was gonna say that.
Yeah, go ahead. Finish your point.
We definitely have our own opinion. We definitely do. But according to the Dark Side of the Ring and other documentaries, it's like after this dude Chris Benoit, after Eddie Guerrero had passed, Chris Benoit just been on some real fuck you type shit, especially when it came to his family. You know what I'm saying? He's not the only one. They're not the only one that reported that. He just hated to be, around people, and he got real quiet and got real distant when it comes to the locker room. And of course, he's still gonna perform very good because that's just who he is. He's a wrestler. But behind the scenes, I heard he became a real prick, and one day he just snapped,
Yeah,
and
a
he
lot of
was
wrestlers
like,
can be.
"Fuck it."
Go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead.
No, you don't have to apologize. This is your show. You don't have to apologize. Cut me over if you have to.
No, I just wanted you to finish your point. I want everybody to finish your point. Before I speak.
Yeah.
So, well, yeah, I think also I've heard he was a private person, but if now you say he became a real prick. I didn't hear that. I've heard he was always a nice person, nice people, but also like I said, now physically in the
No, I'm
ring.
saying
So go
behind the
ahead.
scenes. No, I'm
Okay.
saying behind the scenes, like when it came to his family. Did
Yeah.
you guys hear about that also?
I heard a little bit about it. It was like not as heavy though, but I do know that there were some times that he and Nancy were kind of go because I know like she had actually wanted him to stop like right after his title run at WrestleMania went, and yeah, that's where I kind of felt like things went. And then she also kind of wanted him to stop like right after Eddie passed because she knew how close Chris and Eddie had been.
I'm telling you. That's why I came up with that video. And no disrespect to the gay community or people that are gay. That's why I came up with that video on my channel. Asking if maybe they were lovers, secret lovers. And like I said, I'm not bashing anybody, but I just found it very peculiar that you know they was very close, yes, and then after this dude Eddie had passed, Chris Benoit just started tripping mainly on his own family, like
Yeah.
and then to the point where he just couldn't stand him, to the point where he just was like he killed them all and he offed himself.
And yeah,
And
that was
I
the
got a lot of
beginning again because
backlash
also
off
what
of
about
that.
Malenko? No,
Yeah, no matter of fact, now Malenko, remember on the Dark Side of the Ring, as a matter of fact, Chavo said, after him, passing, after Eddie passing, this dude, this dude, Chris Benoit was acting like, he lost, like a loved one after he had died. Even Chavo said that.
and oh, it was well. That's actually a fair point because yeah, that brotherhood I would say between Eddie, Chris, Malenko, like they were yeah, like they was probably the only two people I would say like Chris was close to, and I was like, all right, and then maybe Chavo as well by association, but I was like, even when Eddie passed, I'm like, dude, you're not the only one that lost Eddie because Dean lost him, Jericho lost him. Of course, Chavo should have been Chavo probably the most upset next to Vicky.
Yeah, that's his nephew. That's nephew and uncle.
Yeah,
And see, also, like I said, I remember that YouTube video. What YouTube video? Remember the video where Chris Benoit was talking about him and like was crying and everything, crying real hard.
yeah.
That was on the WWE show. I mean, he was
Yeah,
crying
like
like a baby.
he
Yeah,
took
see
up the
that. So
words.
that's why they were so close. So, but also I think physically, like I said, all those years of him emulating his idol, the Dynamite Kid, coming off the top rope with that with that headbutt smash and getting hit with chairs, also that worsened his condition over time. That turned his brain to basically guacamole for real, because y'all know the tough enough guy Christopher Nowinski, who started the concussion
Yeah,
brain center. Benoit's father
Mr.
had his brain,
Harvard.
had his brain sent to had Chris Benoit's brain sent to that man. He researched it and found the reason of the condition. So basically, all those years, the reason why he would like be talking and then he would go, his mind would go blank, and then he would walk away from the conversation is because his brain was already so damaged and deteriorating. That's why he wasn't coherent, and that's when he went off. That he snapped that afternoon. So basically, like I said, you have all those you have physical factors and you have emotional factors, and when those clash, basically that basically makes for a ticking. Basically, Chris Benoit was a walking ticking time bomb. It was a matter
Malik,
of
I
time.
wanted to ask you something. You
Go
made
ahead.
you made a valid point, right?
Yeah,
Like when it comes to scientists or doctors, what may have you.
yeah,
When it comes to Nowitzki's crew, Nowitzki's team of doctors, what may have you,
yeah.
they had took
He's basically
Benoit's brain, yeah, for
yeah,
testing.
he started an
Yeah,
institution, yeah, a concussion institution, yeah,
yeah, I
to try
remember
to save
that.
athletes.
Do anybody know if he had got Daphne's brain to do the same thing?
I don't
Because you
probably not
remember
know. Yeah,
Daphne,
yeah,
y'all
I
remember
remember that.
Daphne,
Yeah, I saw
and
what happened
remember
to her. Yeah, because
she wanted to do the same thing. She wanted her brain to get tested for like depression and stuff like that.
yeah. Well,
Does anybody know about that?
now,
I don't think
Jargon.
Chris got. I don't
Yeah.
think Chris got Daphne's ring yet.
No, see, Daphne was already
I
retired
didn't hear
also,
about it.
and Daphne wasn't as big a star as Benoit. That's why, Daphne.
And that's that. See, and that's if you said it, that's
Right.
that bullshit.
Because look,
Because
Daphne was. I think Daphne was poor. Because remember, because look at this. That video Daphne posted before she actually posted a video before she blew her brains out. She posted it online, and somebody recorded it because I saw it, and she was like real fat. She had blown up. She was already depressed, and she was holding a gun while she was talking on the video. And then she,
yeah.
you didn't see her blow, but she did it. So, I think
Oh,
also.
so wait, hold on. So basically, so how are they gonna be able to test her brains? Because I remember she said that she wanted people or scientists, what may have you, to test her brains when it comes to depression, and this concussion protocol.
Yeah, well, with her, Daphne, it wasn't concussion. Daphne had suffered also from mental illness,
Yeah.
bipolar. So see, that was Daphne's fate right there. So see, Daphne had no one to talk to help her. See, friends would reach out to her, and she had nobody to turn to or to help her. But like I said, see, if you're a person who is suffering from mental illness, you should not have been a wrestler in the first place. So that's my thing. See, when you're a wrestler, I mean, AJ herself wrote a book about her mental illness. If you're mental illness or you / bipolar, the wrestling business is not a place for you, because that is, like, once again, that's just a recipe for death and disaster. And basically, like I said, all you're going to wind up is a ticking time bomb, which is what Chris Benoit became over the years. He became a ticking time bomb. And that night in Atlanta in his house, the bomb went off.
It's funny you mentioned the Dynamite Kid.
Yeah.
And I know, like, on a wrestling standpoint, that these two are often very similar, because I know everybody, when they talked about the headbutt and then the snap suplexes and stuff like that. But then you look at it from a personal standpoint, because, like, if you know anybody from the era, like, they would tell you Dynamite was always a prick backstage. And of course, I remember Jacques Rougeau, aka the Mountie, talked about the famous incident where Dynamite was going after him and Ray, and Jacques just took like a roll of quarters and like punched Dynamite in the mouth and knocked out his teeth.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they were so pissed off because of Dynamite always teasing them and shit.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, Dynamite Kid. From what I understand now, and the thing is, like, see, I was a little kid when they were out as the British Bulldogs. I love the British Bulldogs. I thought they were awesome wrestlers, but I had no idea Dynamite Kid was such a prick. But as I got older, and this is before the social media platform that we have now today in this era. There was no social media. The kayfabe, everything was covered and covered up. So everything now that's been exposed, and also his real name was Tom Billington, by the way, because I saw his book actually at the bookstore. They closed down, but I never bought the book. I should have bought it. He wrote a book. It was forwarded by Piper, because him and Piper were kind of friends. Hey, Zargon, you want to chime in on some of this? What we've been talking about on Benoit, or what we've been saying?
Nah, I'm good. I said everything I needed to say on the Benoit stuff already.
Oh, okay, yeah. But how about on Dynamite Kid? Like, when we stick him, see, it was basically Dynamite Kid. The reason why we had a Benoit, because he basically idolized his style. Oh, thanks, Sandman, for stopping by. Peace.
I don't really have anything to say on Benoit or Dynamite. I mean, they are similar in wrestling styles. I mean, it's no different than looking at Kobe and Michael Jordan. I mean, similar styles, how they play, how they wrestle. That's it for me. All the backstage stuff, I don't really know too much about. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, yeah. One more issue. Chavo responded to Jordan's tweet, and listen to this. I don't think Benoit. Hold on. Yeah. What he said. What Guerrero tweeted. I think Jordan Grace just lost a lot of wrestling credibility from some of her comments.
She has. That's what I stated earlier.
Guerrero and Benoit were close friends, as he is one of the last people to speak to Benoit before the double murder suicide in 2007. So see right there, Chavo, like I said, just like Eddie Guerrero, close friends, basically like brothers. So, hey, it is what Don't Jordan Grace. Don't open your mouth when you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. And in this case, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. You don't.
You know what I think it is? You know what I think it is? I think she just got caught up in the whole SJW type stuff. And she got caught up in it and she got sucked into it. And then she made the comment that she made. And then now, I don't know if there's going to be any backlash on her. I'm not sure. Only time will tell. I just think she was just in the moment trying to, jump on the whole SJW thing. And she said something that she probably wouldn't normally say, out in public. I think that's all it is.
Well, Reese point touched on that she responded to a comment somebody made. And the thing is, she responded to it wrong. If she responded to it in a more way where it was more classier, but still showing respect to the man, even though he did the murder, showing respect to his craft and what he did, it wouldn't be as bad. But the thing is, I'm thinking, there'll be backlash in the coming months to come because, like I said, it's Chris Benoit, and that's a very touchy, sensitive subject with a lot of people. So she probably shouldn't have said that. Go ahead, Reese.
Here's the crazy thing about this one. Do you notice a lot of these incidents are usually when people are a babyface?
True that.
Controversial comment.
Right, that's the thing. See, and the thing is, when I was coming up, a lot of babyfaces, fans have met, and they said babyfaces were the biggest pricks, but the heels were the nicest people. I wonder why that is. Hey, But yeah, like I said, baby faces are stupid. Like I said, and Jordan Grace, like I said, think before you speak.
And she just won the title recently?
Right, that's what I'm saying. Right, just won the title
recently.
Right.
Yeah, what was their last pay-per-view?
Yeah, she just won it. Yeah, because she just still kind of upset. My girl Tasha Steelz didn't have like a real lengthy run, but I mean, sometimes you talk out of ignorance. It is what it is.
Well, to me, I'm thinking this. She's talking like because I'm gonna throw in an old cameo song, talking out the side of your neck. So that's what Jordan Grace is, or in her case, talking out the side of her ass. But okay, it's been an hour and 14 minutes already. Time flies when you're having fun. Hey, anything else you guys want to talk about, or you want to wrap this up?
Oh, yeah, that's right. There was one kind of brief talk about it. That's like I want to choose my words real carefully when it comes to this, but it was like going a little bit earlier, and I was thinking about something that my dude Chris having a topic on for on another show we do like Wolfpack, and that's like black representation. And here's something I've wondered: why is it that in the indie scene we could get behind a black champion, and this is like the top title, not like a mid card or secondary, whatever. But like in the mainstream, though, yeah, maybe not so much.
That is a good question.
The same reason they do it in the music, the movies, all of that, even sports. The same reason they do all of that.
Yeah, and what really gets to my mind is because next month celebrates a pretty big anniversary. Because it's going to be 30 years since Ron Simmons won the WCW championship. But as great as that moment was, I want to hit everybody with a little something. And for those who never heard this before, y'all realize that in the entire time Ron was champion, he never main evented a pay-per-view or clash.
Yep. And I think he was only champion like for a month. I think he kept it a month before he lost it. He didn't keep it very long.
4 months, but yeah.
Oh, 4 months? Oh, okay, yeah, right. He never made him.
Yeah,
you're right.
because he fought Cactus at the September Clash. He fought Barbarian at Halloween Havoc, both title matches. Then he fought like a handicap match with that's where Too Cold debuted at the November Clash, and then at
Too Cold
Starcade he was supposed to defend it against Rude at Starcade, but then that's when Rude had his neck issue, so then he wound up facing Doctor Death.
Yeah, I remember Too Cold Scorpio. Yeah, I remember that. Anyway, but yeah, you're right. Yeah, Reese never main evented a pay per view. Yep. See, I was a little kid, but I noticed that, or I got in care at the time. But thinking back, yeah, he never did. Like I said, and as a little kid, I watched WWE religiously, more so than Raw, because it was better wrestling, at the time. Yeah, I saw. Yeah, and I just thinking, yeah. See, WCW probably didn't want to market, or either didn't know how to market, or didn't want to market a black champion. Like I said, because WCW was ran by rednecks. Let's put it that way. Remember Cowboy Bill Watts, as Conan would say, them good old boys.
Yeah. And then that was real true, like later when they were getting ready to go out of business, but then they finally decided to give Booker the championship.
Yeah, and we also and we all know what an Uncle Tom he is, literally. As Chris mentions so many times, as do I. So, but yeah, it is what it is. But like I say, even now, like I said, even now, especially in WWE, they'll push a black champion. I guess. See, I think WWE pushes a black champion now due to the times, the political times. You know what I mean? Especially on the heels of the George Floyd murder and et cetera, et cetera. Because see, Bobby Lashley was a champion for a while. Which I was kind of shocked. Like I said, but like I said, he's the only black wrestler, the first black wrestler that has a really big look and a good look, and he's big. So anybody else, and Bobby Lashley is a draw too. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and boy, I'm glad you mentioned Lashley.
Yeah.
Because yeah, especially like when things were rolling with the Hurt Business, and
yep.
This is like one thing that always got me with this one is that here you finally have a non-stereotypical black faction, and yet, yeah, you bust them up like once they started getting too hot.
That's true, and and that's another thing. See, they were clean cut. They were wearing suits, and I think they had all the gold too. Black faction, they had all the gold. No, Vince couldn't stand that. That was too black, too strong for wrestling. And see, Vince wasn't having that. So the only thing they could do was they broke them up. And you notice you hardly even see or hear from Cedric and Shelton Benjamin, but Lashley and MVP have all the accolades and TV time because they're bigger draws than Cedric and Shelton Benjamin. And Shelton Benjamin's been there for years. And the thing is, his biggest highlight was when he teamed with Charlie Haas as the greatest American tag team under Kurt Angle at the time, which was a good tag team, awesome tag team. Hey, but like I said, it is what it is. It stinks. It's a racist industry, but that's what we're faced with. But that's why we have black media platforms like mine. I'm not a big channel, but all of us here, all three Black Kings, even the fourth Black King was on Sandman earlier, and even the other ones that have been on here before. That's why we say what we want to say, and basically we say what's real and say the truth. The white media doesn't like it, but that's too bad. But that's that's just me, All right, like I said, Zargon, anything else you get on your mind?
No, I had a few thoughts, but I gotta keep it in mind because my daughter, she's touching everything right now. So
okay, so all right, so anything else? Anything else y'all got, or y'all want to wrap this up?
Yeah, we can wrap it up.
I think wrap.
Cool. Okay. Yeah. All right. Cool. All right. Well, I want to thank everybody in the chat. I want to thank the Sandman from Wrestling Council Roundtable for stopping by. I want to thank J-Man's Legits. I want to thank Shermelo Scott, Johnny Mills, and Stella Steven for dropping by. And once again, shout out to our boy Kid Stacy Like I said, I still contact him. I hope he'll be back with us soon, one day. Shout out to Black Z Writer, aka Quentin, who's probably working and grinding, and also shout out to the Heels for Life podcast once again, Team Bring It, who couldn't be with us tonight. Like I said, another shout out. Also a shout out to the PW Hustle, my boys, the Bass Man, A-Track Brown, the Dirty City, and also the scholarly, the magnanimous, the effervescent, the glorious Chabelo Vela Cruz. Right now, I'm in Facebook jail for posting a comment on a Malcolm X post I saw recently. I'm in Facebook jail for 24 hours, but I'll be back. And once I'm back, I'll post this video. So, but for Brother Reese here, for Brother Zargon, I'm your boy, Professor X. Have a blessed night. And as always, all power to the people. Peace.